Right, guys, no stream this week. It's too hot in the UK, to be honest. So I thought I'd do an update on why a couple of scenarios I think might play out. I think it's kind of 50-50 where we're at the minute. As far as Bitcoin goes, same resistance, swept range high, still trapped between these levels I've had marked out for quite a few weeks. I was quite wrong last week. I think I said last week. What did I say last week? I personally, I was bearish here. I thought as long as it stayed below this midpoint, we'd come down and test this 18.6 level. Still needs cleaning up, in my opinion, from a sort of structural perspective. I don't think it's very strong. But it obviously got above and then rallied. Altcoins rallied. But still at this resistance. And then ETH, let's look at ETH. ETH had a really nice rally, but it's right into previous consolidations point of control. Pretty overheated on multiple time frames. Pretty extended from the EMAs. EMAs are crossing on the 4 hour though. This is a nice signal. Usually when the EMAs cross like this, it's worth buying the first pullback because you at least usually get another move off those. So anyway, around here. One reason I'm sort of leaning towards a pullback scenario here is, if you remember from previous streams, I'm never a fan of these structures where we rally directly off the week open. I use the analogy of it's like a fat man trying to balance on stilts. Eventually it topples over. So I do think we trade below the week open at some point. Same on ETH. So where are we? There. Same on ETH. So I think we'll come down here at some point. But I suppose the only thing I'm sort of not completely sure of is whether we do it now or from higher. So the way I'm positioned right now is I'm in sort of like a synthetic FBTC short. I think ETH BTC is kind of I think it's a good argument for ETH to have topped against Bitcoin here. It's at pretty big level, pretty overcooked. So basically I'm short ETH and I'm long Bitcoin. I like that as a risk profile because because basically a part of me thinks altcoins are gonna sideways and Bitcoin finally gets this move up when everyone thinks it's going to roll over. So that's one scenario. It's like 50-50 for me. It either rolls here and everything rolls with it, or it gets that spike up and kind of cooks alt pairs. So basically if it rolls over here, let's say it closes below 21.5, I'll cut the BTC long and just ride the ETH short basically. But either way, I don't see a scenario where ETH outperforms. If Bitcoin goes up, it's going to outperform. If it rolls over, ETH's going to outperform on the way down, is my opinion. So that's how I'm positioned. So we'll look at alts as well, because I'm not necessarily suggesting you should short, because obviously momentum's been good, but just to be the voice of reason, if you're in longs and you've not taken any profits yet, we're back at big consolidations here. 4 hour momentum's dropping, sort of diverging, quite weak momentum on the awesome oscillator on stuff like Atom. AVAX the same, right back into previous resistance. What's the other alts that people like to look at? Matic, nice move, coming up into a trouble zone. Solana, right back into a trouble zone. So I'd be careful if you're on alts. I'd at least trim them, take profit, maybe look to re-up, like I say, around the week open. Okay, what's the absolute bearish scenario? The absolute bearish scenario is that we just torch this straight down to the level that I've had marked for a couple of weeks now that it keeps front running and baiting. That would, you know, cuck a lot of people, and I could see it happening. So just to summarize, I'm short ETH BTC. I could see Bitcoin either doing this whilst altcoins go sideways. I could see it coming right back into the point of control, sweeping the week open and chopping. Same with altcoins and ETH. Or I could see it coming all the way down here, which would be fucking lovely because I don't think anyone is anticipating this based on reading my timeline. It's amazing how bit of alt strength versus Bitcoin sideways range bound changes people's perception of the market strength. I still don't believe there's enough capital floating around to sustain any sort of real trending bullish moves. So I think if you're making money, take your profits and look to re-up. But definitely keep in mind these 4-hour EMA crosses. Pretty nice, pretty nice. So let's see where ETH comes down to if it pulls back. But yeah, as I say, no stream this week. Depending what it's like on Sunday, I might stream Sunday evening. Might try and nab the spot before CBS. But I'll keep you posted on that. If you're in the UK, enjoy the sweatbox. I'll catch you guys later. Oh, and also thank you to Data Exchange for sponsoring my content. You can check them out below. It does help me support the content. Cheers.